Hello, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts Transformation Takedown, episode number 12. I'm Adam, and today we got two more beasts fighting out for a spot in round 2. Both of these beasts have an alright reputation when it comes to Battle of the Beasts, where they make it past round 1. At least once they did. Not a lot. So not a great reputation, but it's an alright one. So yeah, with that, let's introduce the beasts. Representing Series 10, Master of the Beasts, the 5th beast to participate in this tournament. From that series, we have Lustor the Acid Dart, who can transform into the Red Knight with the sword. And representing the group of specials, one of 3 specials which are taking part in this tournament, and the 3rd one to participate. Will this beast be joining Kratos and Kildor into the next round? Or will this beast join Okawa in the death zone? Will it join Okawa being dead, or will it join Kratos and Kildor into round 2? I don't know, but the special is Ospira, the Savage Sorceress. So Lustor vs Ospira, I do think is a very interesting fight between two beasts which have mediocre reputations in the tournament, which for the beasts which are participating in this tournament, yeah, mediocre reputation is the best you're going to get. But yeah, let's get into the stats so we can learn more about these beasts. Lustor the Acid Dart. From his hiding place among the moss and rocks, Lustor emerges to reveal a toad-like face covered in warts. He has eyes like a fish and a long curling tongue. Beneath his throat is a sack filled with bright orange liquid that sprays in jets, burning through flesh. Age 328, power 235, magic level 159, fright factor 85, size 247. Powers and abilities: acid manipulation. Lustor can launch acid from his throat sac, which is potent enough to burn through stone. Enhanced strength, heat and lava resistance, limited camouflage, natural weaponry. Weaknesses: no acid resistance and a pierceable throat sac. Okay, moving on to Ospira. Ospira the Savage Sorceress. One of Tom's most pitiable opponents, Ospira is actually the sister of Adaro, Avantius' greatest wizard, cursed to take the form of a dreadful beast. Age 28, power 271, magic level 196, fright factor 89, size 99. Powers and abilities: magic, which consists of the freezing spell, which can freeze people in place, wind spell, which can disperse visions, shapeshifting, so she can transform into former beast that she's gone against, fire spell, and transmutation spell, which can turn stone into molten rock. Enhanced strength, enhanced durability, enhanced reactions, smoke breath, voice manipulation, and speech. Equipment: stone of Durfsin and a staff. And minions are Varkules, which she won't have. Well, she can have, but I probably won't use. And weaknesses is reversion. Okay, so with the stats department done, I will quickly say about Ospira. With the shapeshifting spell, she can shapeshift into beasts which she's gone against before, which are the following: Kyrax from the special generation, which she died to, and in the all generation there's Gargantua, Rashuk, Tremor, and Carnivora. So a fair amount of beasts you can transform into to fight Lustor. And with that, battlefield is going to be a rocky terrain arena. And with that, let's get into this. As the chamber doors open, Lustor emerges from his chamber as the Red Knight, with the sword hunched over his shoulders, just making his way into the centre of the arena, with steam emanating from his armour, almost like he's hot to the touch. And as he looks over to the other chamber where Ospira resides in, he sees a pair. No, let's try that again. He sees almost like a reflective substance in there, and then a bolt of lightning gets shot out. The knight uses his sword and slashes right through the lightning, deflecting it into the wall of the arena. As Kyrax emerges, laughing maniacally, he changes both his hands into swords and charges up towards the Red Knight, ready to attack. The Red Knight, not having any of this, shapeshifts into the beast and shoots acid from the throat sac, immediately hitting Kyrax. Kyrax roars in pain and shapeshifts into Carnivora, getting to a safe distance away, and then breathing a heat breath, which Lustor just opens up his arms and takes very easily. Takes in very easily. Carnivora then shapeshifts into Gargantua and slithers up towards Lustor. Lustor shoots acid, which Gargantua takes, but attacks using the pitchfork tail, impaling Lustor on his knee. Lustor roars in pain at this, shapeshifts into the knight, and using the sword slices right through the tail, looking at the Gargantua, as she screeches in pain and reverts back to Ospira. Ospira calls up a freezing spell which freezes Lustor in place. As Ospira makes her way towards Lustor, the knight, looking the knight dead in the eyes, lifting up the staff with the stone of Durfsen, she goes to bring it down right on the knight's helmet. As soon as it hits the knight falls back, but then is able to move from the freezing spell being broken, in which he immediately changes into Lustor and shoots out his tongue, wraps it around Ospira, binding her arms together, and then pulls her in, and then pulls Ospira towards him. Lustor roars in her face, and then tightens his grip on Ospira. Ospira is gasping for breath, and then decides that she's going to shapeshift into Rashuk. Rashuk goes to slice at Lustor. Lustor takes a step back, shoots acid directly at Rashuk. Rashuk quickly changes into Tremor and burrows underground, getting away from it. Lustor follows suit, changing into the Red Knight as he jumps into the hole and following the tunnel to try and find Tremor. Meanwhile, Tremor comes out of the ground, changes back into Ospira, and trying to think of a way to take care of this beast, Ospira decides that she's just going to wait for the knight to come out and then catch him off guard with a certain attack. What Ospira does, she changes into Kyrax. As the knight comes out of the hole, Kyrax immediately jumps on top of the knight, shapeshifting the hands into axes, and slash them both into the chest of the Red Knight. The knight just takes a step back, not falling over, and continues walking to get out of the hole, and just lets Kyrax stay on top of him, digging his axes into the chestplate, which doesn't seem to be hurting the knight at all. Whilst doing that, though, Ospira realizes that as disguised as Kyrax, she's feeling intense heat coming up from this knight's armor. And once the knight is out of the hole, he withdraws the sword and stabs it into the Kyrax's shoulder. Kyrax rolls off of Lustor and shapeshifts into Ospira, clutching onto her shoulder, angered by this. In which Lustor shapeshifts into the Red Knight shapeshifts into Lustor, shoots out his tongue, wraps it around Ospira again, binding her together and pulling her towards him. And Lustor immediately digs his claws into Ospira's shoulders, causing Ospira to yell in pain. And Lustor, looking right into Ospira's eyes, is trying to think of a way in which he can kill her. Ospira, not showing any fear whatsoever, shapeshifts into Gargantua and goes to snap down at Lustor, which works, bites down onto Lustor's stomach, which pierces his stomach, but then Lustor changes into the Red Knight as the Gargantua swallows Lustor. As the Red Knight makes his way down Gargantua's throat, and landed in her stomach, Gargantua almost laughs in victory, going "Yes, I eaten the beast. Ha 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 ha. No one can beat me." The knight, bleeding from the wounds which he got as Lustor, changes back into Lustor stays as the knight. Ospira, disguised as Gargantua, decides that I've won, I'll make my way back to my chamber, shapeshifting back into Ospira at that time. Ospira, very satisfied with this victory, is about to make it to the chamber, but the Red Knight, still inside of uh, Ospira, decides that he's going to change into Lustor, and not knowing that Gargantua changed into Ospira, is going to use the acid to get his way out. But as the knight changed into Lustor, so does his size. Ospira feels pain as she feels her whole body bursting in all directions as Lustor is now forming inside of her. She's writhing around in pain until suddenly she just splits open, bursts open, her whole body going everywhere. As Lustor emerges from it, ready to shoot a bunch of acid into what was originally Gargantua's stomach, but it's gone. He looks around, seeing the bloody remains of Ospira everywhere around the arena. The spectators are staring in absolute horror at what they just saw, thinking that that was over the top. Lustor doesn't even know what he did. He changed back to the Red Knight, and very caught off guard by this, just makes his way back to his chamber, saying nothing or doing anything. So with that, Lustor's won, Ospira's lost. In a very gruesome way, might I say, and a bit dark. If you think Ospira should have won, please comment what you think. That how my words final on Lustor's moving on to the next round. Right, this was a bit of a quick battle, and I'm not really sure why, but the way in which I narrated it, it just ended up being a very quick one, with Ospira just swallowing Lustor as the knight in Gargantua's body. And when Ospira changed from Gargantua to herself, the stomach shrank, which, for convenience, shrunk the knight as well. However, when the knight changed into Lustor, Lustor became his normal size, which is a lot bigger than Ospira, and Ospira couldn't take it and instantly just blew up. I think that was a bit dark of a death, and I probably won't do a death like that again, but it stands out. I think, yeah, it was a quick battle, which I wasn't planning to do, but that's just how it goes. I do think this was an alright battle, a bit rushed, but hey, it was a violent death, and Lustor won. And with that, we only have one special remaining in this tournament, being of all specials, Kragus and Kildor. How did that happen? I'll never know. Until then, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next battle where we'll have a very interesting matchup, which I believe has two beasts, which one viewer, I think, I don't remember who, is rooting for both of these beasts. So I'm sorry, but one of them's going to die. Until then, I'll see you next time.